Today Jim's going to show you how to solder the kickers onto the axles and the touch pieces onto the cups. This is what I call a kicker. Keeps the cup from opening too high. Has a little brass spacer. Takes the place of the cork. Got another spacer up here in front. It's about 5 or 6 millimeters thick. That gauges how high the cup is going to open. These are the locators. I'll go ahead and put those in the cups to take the place of the pad. Now we just want to use a tiny little bit of solder right here on the kicker. It can be soft solder because it doesn't need to be that strong, and this way we can adjust it later if we want to. Okay, this touch piece is already hard soldered, and we're going to add this touch piece right here. The first place we're going to solder it is right there. Use a tiny little bit of hard solder, and I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to solder to the bottom of the touch piece so the solder's there. That way, when I solder to the cup, the solder will stay where it's supposed to be and not run all over the place. Okay, and now I've got the new touch piece located and aligned where I want it to be, held in place by these helping hands. The solder's already underneath the touch piece here, so all I got to do is heat it up and it'll attach to the cup. We've already hard soldered the touch piece to the cup here at the high point. But the problem is underneath the touch piece doesn't touch the cup. There's a gap. So I have to use a spacer. I use a little tiny brass ball. It's about 1/16 of an inch in diameter. That's about 1.5 millimeters. You can see I've placed one here between the touch piece and the cup. I'm going to hard solder it, and then I'm going to add another one over here so I have it secure in a couple places. We're done hard soldering the touch pieces to the cups. And so we got to polish off any excess hard solder. My favorite polishing tools are these. Sanding disc. It's just water dry sandpaper cut in a circle. 180 grit or 220 back to back with a thin plastic washer. You can cut the plastic washer out of any thin plastic material. This way you can get into the tight corners, polish off hard solder. Also around the edge of the cup using the back side. Then we go to finish up, you can use this Scotch-Brite wheel. You just cut out a circle, put a mandrel in the middle, that way you can get into the tight spots, buff it out to a nice polish. We've got all the touch pieces soldered to the cups, everything's polished up, kickers are on, from the left hand to the right hand. Starting to look a little bit like a saxophone.